Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is the second one. The second guitar of my very small collection. It's not as much a collection as guitars I really enjoy to play and I use quite a lot. Now, there's basically, for me, there's two guitars that are more iconic than any other guitars. And one is the Gibson Les Paul, and one is the Fender Stratocaster. Now, I've always wanted a good Fender Stratocaster, and I've played numerous ones due to how I saw Richard Blackmore, and also, and more importantly, Yngwie J. Malmsteen. And, it's just something about the Stratocaster is so beautiful and so basic for a guitar. And I really love the Stratocaster. So, well, I got me a Stratocaster. This one is a splendid example. It is a 2013 US Stratocaster, a standard. And it didn't occur to me then, but I went in my old hometown, there's a music store, and where I bought my guitars and also amplifiers before. And I always wanted a Stratocaster, and I went in there and he had a few Telecasters and had a few Stratocasters from a brand called Green. Green guitars are good. They make great budget alternatives for, say, Fenders and Gibsons and so on. And I tried a few, and then I tried another one. I tried a guitar, and it was just splendid. It was one of those guitars that you hear about, that guitar, and people say the one that got away. And I just played the guitar, and I played it, and I played it. 30 minutes later, my baby sister was getting bored, so we went out of there, went home, and but before that I spoke to the owner of the shop, Lars, and he said that it was his son's guitar. He didn't become much of a guitar player when he bought it, or after he bought it, and he said he was going to sell it. And the story was the guitar that went up to Stockholm. His boy was going to play more guitar than he ever did, and they actually decided to get a Fender Stratocaster because he loves Stratocasters. And the owner of the store went into the warehouse and went into the storage, and he looked up guitars and he played 8 or 9 or 10 of them, and he came up with this one. I said, if you want to get a Stratocaster, this is the one. That's the best of the stock we got. And well, it basically wasn't played very much, and was left in his case for a number of years and wasn't played very much. And there's a few dings, there's a few scratches, there's paint coming off in some places, but when I picked this up, it was magic. I've never felt a Strat this good. Very few other guitars this good. It was just amazing. So baby sister got very bored. We got home, and I couldn't let this guitar go. I just went on. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was so good. So I went home, and I just called. Well, the price. I said, well, it's a bit too steep for me. I'll give you, a slightly lower price, which is about equivalent of 700 euros. I said, we'll have to talk to my son. He said, yeah, sure. He spoke to his son, and he came back to me and said, no, he can't sell it for that. Well, he needs more. I was like, well, I have to think about that. I didn't have to think about that. Not really. In retrospect, I just needed this guitar. And I said, well, Lars, I need to have it. I'll be over in 20 minutes. Just give me the guitar. And he came with a brilliant hard case, and it's a proper Stratocaster with everything you need and everything you don't need. So this is the one that could have gotten away, but it didn't. And with Stratocasters, as always, it seems, as a standing joke, seems as if they've been designed by someone who doesn't play the guitar. And this volume knob is quite annoying all the time. But honestly, the rest of the guitar is brilliant because it's a standard from 2013. It has 22 frets instead of 21. And it plays, it's just brilliant. And of course you should play blues and more sophisticated music than I do on this guitar. But as a metalhead I am, it's not what I do. Now, the trim system is great. It holds tuning exceptionally well, and it's just a blast to play. Save for the volume knob, there's one slight issue, and that is the radius of the fretboard, which is 9.5 inches, and it's a bit rounded. It chokes out if you want real low action, but that's the nature of the beast. And yeah, and again, same as last time, I'm just gonna do something in the mix. Maybe something a bit more neoclassical. Maybe, I'll see. Let's check with the other guy. Cheers.